So, Thanksgiving for me was a good, solid horror movie. However, I've got to put into consideration that this is also a complete fucking rip-off. And it is not advertised as a complete fucking rip-off. This is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Through and fucking through.
Yeah, they look like cheap rip-offs.
They remade the entirety of I Know What You Did Last Summer, repackaged it as Thanksgiving, created a whole new plot line of it being based on Black Friday, not a guy being ran over, but the whole storyline surrounding it is basically practically the same. A serial killer forged out of a death or an incident that happened, and they're trying to get revenge, and they end up killing people who they blame for the events that happened in that incident. If you needed another example of this being compared to I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Parade. The Parade in I Know What You Did Last Summer was a big fucking scene, and that was yet again used in this movie, and to me, that just screamed, you've just copied and pasted that, in which I don't mind if you package it as this is a remake. Before we get onto the rest of the video, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for the support, because I've absolutely enjoyed making these videos for you guys. If you want to see more of it, all you have to do is press that subscribe button, as it would really help the channel grow, the community grow, and you can join the community by hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that notification bell, and let's get back to the video. Although, I do think that there was something in this movie that really separated itself from I Know What You Did Last Summer, which was the elements of being quite a comedy horror movie at the start of the film, with the Black Friday thing, of using these funny moments, which shouldn't be funny, of being horrific, sort of like Saw and Final Destination style, where they're not meant to be funny, but the way that the deaths happen are quite funny in a sense. And it starts off as like a horror comedy throughout maybe the first 30 minutes of the film, until it gets more serious, where they're getting down to the major characters and some of the sort of cider characters are getting bumped off and killed off. And it isn't until you get to the main dinner party at the end till the penny drops and it gets serious. No more comedy in there, and I think that genuine progression was really good, of the movie getting darker and darker and more serious and more horrific. I think that the ending of the sheriff being the main killer was the best ending possible for the movie, as to me, I think that he was almost the perfect option of how the movie would end. In my opinion, I always had him in the back of my mind as being the one from the get-go after his wife got killed at the start of the movie. But then we find out that he weren't only his wife, but that his wife was carrying a baby, and when she died, oh shit, that sort of snapped in his head that he had to kill everybody that he blamed for that incident happening. And I think that as a whole, I think he just made an absolute great killer, because he weren't the first guest for many people. Finally, I think that the ending of the sheriff's death was expected in this particular movie, as he made for a good villain. However, with all good villains, they must end up dying at the end of most horror movies, but it might not be a potential fully death like we see in many horror movies, so he has that potential to come back. He was lit afire, but there's always that potential to come back, and it sort of teased at the end of the movie with her dreaming that the John Carver villain had came back in her dreams, and then she woke up, similar to that of I Know What You Did Last Summer, where she also sees the I Know What You Did Last Summer on the glass, and then it smashes through, and it is the killer. And I think those two dreams are very similar, and I think that they should have avoided that, in my personal opinion, as it just screamed I Know What You Did Last Summer even more if it didn't beforehand. So to summarise this movie then, for me, I think that Thanksgiving was a great genre to do around. It was a solid movie, however it was ripped off of I Know What You Did Last Summer and partly ripped off Scream, hence why I rate this movie a 7.3 out of 10 and a world-class film. So let me know down in the comments down below, please, what your thoughts are. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it terrible? Is it amazing? Let me know down in those comments down below, please. Also, we have noticed not enough people have been smashed that subscribe button. Yes, you guys at home can help us out by hitting that like button, hitting that notification bell, and hitting that subscribe button as well. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Later.